As the gentle rhythm of raindrops pitter-patters against the rooftops, one can't help but wonder, how often does the sound of rain awaken the memories buried deep within our hearts? In a city that bustles with life, where the chatter of people mingles with the hum of vehicles, the rain offers a fleeting moment of serenity, a soft embrace that invites introspection. The evening sky, cloaked in a soft gray, casts a calming hue over the scene, as the first drops begin to fall, like whispered secrets shared between old friends. Each droplet creates a shimmering dance upon the cobblestone streets, reflecting the warm lights of the windows above. Within one such window, on the top floor of an aging building, lives Elena, a gentle, introspective artist in her late 20s. Her cozy apartment, adorned with splashes of color from her paintings and thoughtful sketches, is a sanctuary of creativity, yet tonight it feels like a cage. Elena gazes through the window, her heart heavy with a sense of yearning. The raindrops slide down the glass like tears, mirroring her own internal struggle. She runs her fingers lightly over the surface of her easel, feeling the smooth wood beneath her touch. Paint tubes lie scattered around, waiting patiently for her to breathe life into them once more. But tonight, inspiration seems lost in the tumult of her thoughts. The vibrant colors that once flowed from her brush now feel muted, trapped behind a wall of expectation that looms ever larger. The city outside, with its shimmering rooftops and glistening streets, should inspire her, yet all she feels is the weight of her creative block. She longs for clarity, a spark to reignite her passion, but instead she feels overwhelmed by the demands of adulthood and the pressure to succeed. The dream of becoming a renowned artist seems to slip further away with each passing day, and the rain, once a source of comfort, now feels like an echo of her own despair. As she leans against the windowsill, the light from a street lamp flickers gently, casting soft shadows across her room. The soothing sound of rain creates a calming rhythm, wrapping around her like a warm blanket. It is in this moment of solitude that she hears a familiar tune, a melody that drifts through the air, carrying with it the warmth of memories long cherished. The door creaks open, and in walks Matteo, her childhood friend, a warm-hearted musician whose presence brings a sense of ease. With his guitar slung over his shoulder, he steps into the cozy space, shaking off the droplets of rain that cling to his hair. His smile is like a ray of sunshine breaking through the clouds, and Elena can't help but feel a flicker of warmth in her chest. "Hey, I thought I'd find you here," he says, his voice smooth and comforting like the softest lullaby. "I brought some music to share. The rain feels like the perfect backdrop for a little creativity, don't you think?" As he settles onto the worn-out couch, the gentle strumming of his guitar fills the room, blending harmoniously with the steady rhythm of the rain outside. Elena watches him with a mixture of gratitude and longing. Matteo has always been a beacon of light in her life, encouraging her to chase her dreams and reminding her that art is meant to be experienced, not confined to expectations. But even as the music envelops her, her heart feels heavy. The initial joy of having her friend nearby is tinged with the realization that she is still locked in her own thoughts, unable to share the turmoil that clouds her mind. The very essence of creativity that once flowed so freely feels stifled, and she fears that she may never find her way back to the canvas. With the rain continuing its gentle serenade, the two friends find solace in the moment, but the unspoken tension lingers in the air. Will this evening's rain wash away Elena's doubts, or will it deepen the shadows that dance across her heart? The city outside, glistening with the fresh scent of rain-soaked earth, holds the promise of renewal. Yet, beneath the surface lies Elena's struggle, a yearning for the light that seems just out of reach. As the music plays on, the raindrops continue their soothing descent, inviting Elena to close her eyes and breathe deeply. Perhaps this moment with Matteo, beneath the shelter of their shared memories, will be the key to unlocking the inspiration she so desperately seeks. With the calming sounds of rain and music harmonizing in the background, her heart begins to soften, and she senses that the journey towards rediscovery may be just beginning. As the gentle rhythm of raindrops continues to dance against the rooftops, Elena finds herself nestled in her cozy apartment, wrapped in a soft blanket. The familiar, comforting sounds of the rain bring back a flood of memories, and as she gazes out the window, she recalls her childhood. The rain, once a source of pure joy, now feels like an echo of her lost passion. Elena remembers the warmth of the sun on her skin as she painted in her backyard, the vibrant colors spilling onto her canvas, blending seamlessly with the laughter of children at play. Her tiny fingers would smear paint across the paper, creating a world where everything was possible. The joy of those moments seems distant now, buried beneath layers of expectations and self-doubt. In her reverie, she recalls Matteo, the boy who would often sit on the grass beside her, strumming his guitar as she painted. His music would weave through the air, a soothing melody that danced with the breeze, encouraging her creativity to flow like the rain now cascading down her window. His presence was a constant source of inspiration, a reminder that art and friendship could intertwine beautifully. But tonight, as the raindrops tap softly, a veil of melancholy hangs over her. The city outside feels vast and isolating, each droplet of rain a reminder of her struggles. She feels the weight of adulthood pressing down on her shoulders, an invisible burden that whispers doubts into her mind. What if I never paint again, she wonders. What if my dreams of being an artist slip away like the water running down the glass? As she sits in silence, the sound of the rain intensifies, filling the room with a soothing cadence. Each drop creates a rhythm that resonates deep within her, a gentle reminder of the beauty that once inspired her. The world outside is alive with the scent of wet earth and blooming flowers, an invitation she feels unworthy of answering. The memories of her first art show flood back, a time when she felt vibrant and full of promise. Matteo stood by her side, beaming with pride, encouraging her through every moment of doubt. Would he still be proud of me now, she muses, the question hanging in the air like the mist rising from the damp streets below. In the back of her mind, she knows that the world of art is not just about recognition or acclaim. It is about expression, about connecting with her innermost feelings, about the freedom to create without fear of judgment. As the rain continues its gentle serenade, a soft knock interrupts her thoughts. Elena turns her head, a flicker of hope igniting in her chest. It's Matteo. She can always tell when he arrives, as a sense of warmth fills the space, chasing away the shadows of her uncertainty. "Hey, I heard the rain and thought I'd check in on my favorite artist," he calls through the door, his voice a comforting melody that dances through her heart. Elena opens the door, and there he stands, guitar slung over his shoulder, a bright smile illuminating his face. "I brought some music to share," he says, stepping into the warmth of her apartment, shaking off his umbrella. "Just what I need," she replies, forcing a smile, though the heaviness still lingers within her. As he settles onto the couch, the familiar atmosphere envelops them, and the sound of rain sets a tranquil backdrop. Matteo begins to strum a gentle tune, the notes weaving through the air, wrapping around them like a soft embrace. Elena closes her eyes, allowing the music to wash over her. "You know, I was thinking about those afternoons we spent painting and playing music," Matteo says, glancing at her with an understanding gaze. "Do you remember how the rain would always inspire us?" Elena nods, a wave of nostalgia washing over her. "I do. It felt like we could create anything back then," she replies, her voice barely above a whisper. "Why don't you paint again?" he asks, concern flickering in his eyes. "You're still that same artist, aren't you?" But her heart sinks. "I don't know, Matteo. It feels like I've lost my way. The pressure to succeed, to be perfect, it's overwhelming. I'm afraid I'll disappoint everyone." Matteo's music falters for a moment, and he lays his guitar down. "Elena, listen to me. Every artist faces these moments. It's part of the journey. What matters is that you create for yourself, not for anyone else. Remember our days by the rooftop? The rain was never something to fear. It was just an opportunity to create something beautiful." His words linger in the air, mingling with the sound of rain, as if urging her to embrace the moment. You have to let go of the expectations, he continues softly. Just pick up your brush and let the rain guide your hand. Elena takes a deep breath, feeling the weight of his encouragement. The storm outside begins to fade, and she can almost see the colors swirling in her mind, waiting to be released onto the canvas. Close your eyes, Matteo urges gently, and picture your favorite colors. Let the rain remind you of the joy you once felt. As she closes her eyes, the world around her begins to shift. She feels the texture of the paintbrush against her fingers, the coolness of the canvas waiting for her touch. The sensation awakens something deep within her, a flicker of hope that perhaps, just perhaps, she can find her way back to her art. Now, let your thoughts drift away and let the night carry you to gentle dreams, she whispers, as the soothing sounds of rain and music blend into a tranquil lullaby. As the evening stretches on, the rain continues to fall, creating a symphony that invites her to dream, to remember, and to rediscover the joy of creation. And as you listen, dear friend, take a moment to reflect on your own passions. Let go of your worries and allow the rhythm of the rain to wash over you. If you find comfort in these gentle tales, consider subscribing to our channel. Join us on this journey of relaxation and reflection, where together we can embrace the beauty of quiet moments and the art of dreaming. Let the rain guide you to your own creativity, and may the night bring you peace and rest. As the rain continued to pour, the sound transformed into a symphony of soothing rhythms, each drop resonating with Elena's anxious thoughts. The soft drumming against her rooftop lent a comforting backdrop to her swirling emotions, a reminder that nature itself could find beauty in chaos. She closed her eyes, inhaling the earthy scent that filled the air, a rich, revitalizing aroma that seemed to beckon her to join in the dance of the storm outside. In that moment of solitude, her mind drifted back to her childhood, where colors flowed effortlessly from her fingertips, unburdened by the weight of expectation. But now, as she sat in the dim light of her apartment, the blank canvas before her felt like an insurmountable wall, mocking her every attempt to paint. It was a stark contrast to the vibrant memories she shared with Matteo, who often filled the air with music while she painted, their laughter echoing through the room like the sweet notes of a cherished melody. Just then, a soft knock on the door stirred her from her reverie. It was Matteo, his familiar presence enveloping her like a warm blanket. He stepped inside, shaking off the rain like a wet dog, his guitar slung casually over his shoulder. The air shifted, electric with the promise of creativity and connection. "Hey, I thought I'd find you here," he said, his voice a gentle rumble, matching the cadence of the rain. "Mind if I join?" "Of course not," Elena replied, her heart lifting at his arrival. "I could use some music right now." As he settled onto the worn couch, the rain continued to provide its tranquil soundtrack, each drop a reminder of the world outside. Matteo strummed a few chords, the sound melding with the rhythm of the rain, creating a cocoon of comfort. He began to play a new song he had written, the melody soft and flowing, like the rain itself. "Listen to this," he said, his eyes sparkling with passion. "It's about finding inspiration in the unexpected." As the notes danced through the air, Elena felt a flicker of something deep within her, a flicker of hope. The lyrics spoke of embracing uncertainty, of allowing oneself to be carried by the currents of life. It resonated with her, striking a chord buried under layers of doubt and fear. The music wrapped around her like a warm embrace, urging her to express the feelings she had kept locked away. "Matteo, she hesitated, the words caught in her throat. "I feel so lost. I used to paint with such joy, but now it feels like a chore." He paused, placing his guitar aside and leaning forward, his gaze steady and understanding. "Elena, every artist goes through it. It's part of the journey. You have to let yourself feel, even the frustration. It's in those moments that true art emerges." His words hung in the air, and the weight of them pressed against her heart. She wanted to believe him, wanted to believe that her current struggle was a necessary part of her creative evolution, but the fear of inadequacy loomed large, casting shadows over her thoughts. "What if I can't find my way back?" she whispered, her voice barely audible over the rain. Mateo's expression softened, his eyes filled with empathy. "You will. Just remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Let the rain wash away your doubts, just like it cleanses the world outside." Inspired by his encouragement, Alina took a deep breath, letting the sound of the rain wash over her. She stood up and walked towards her easel, the familiar space calling to her like an old friend. The canvas remained blank, but now it felt different, less intimidating, more inviting. With a tentative hand, she picked up her brush, the bristles smooth against her fingers. As she dipped it into the paint, the colors seemed to come alive, swirling with the inspiration that flowed from Mateo's music. She began with broad strokes, allowing her emotions to guide her. The rain outside turned from a source of anxiety into a wellspring of ideas, each drop fueling her creativity. Mateo watched her in silence, his heart swelling with pride. He could see the transformation taking place, the way Elena's face lit up as she lost herself in the flow of her art. The intimacy of the moment enveloped them both, a shared understanding that transcended words. But as she painted, the rain outside escalated, the once gentle patter becoming a fierce downpour. Thunder rumbled in the distance, shaking the windows, as if echoing the storm of emotions brewing within her. For a fleeting moment, doubt crept into her mind again, whispering that she might be too late, that the world had moved on without her. "Mateo," she called out, her voice trembling slightly. "What if I can't keep this up? What if I fail?" He stood beside her, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "Failure is just a stepping stone. It's a part of growth. Trust yourself and let the rain remind you that storms pass, but the beauty remains." His words resonated like the soothing strum of his guitar, calming the tempest within her. She took a deep breath, focusing on the rhythm of the rain and the warmth of Mateo's presence. With each stroke of her brush, she poured her heart onto the canvas, transforming her fears into a vivid landscape of color and emotion. The storm outside raged on, but within the sanctuary of her apartment, a beautiful harmony blossomed. She felt free, liberated from the shackles of her insecurities. The rain had become a catalyst, a reminder that beauty could emerge from chaos, and perhaps her art could capture that essence. As the song drifted into its final notes, the rain began to soften, the storm surrendering to a gentle patter once more. Elena stepped back from her canvas, her heart racing with exhilaration. In front of her stood not just a painting, but a reflection of her journey, a vibrant tapestry of emotions, struggles, and triumphs. Mateo smiled, his presence a steady anchor amidst the whirlwind of her thoughts. "See, you've embraced the storm and found your voice again." Looking at her work, Elena felt a wave of gratitude wash over her. "I couldn't have done it without you," she confessed, her voice thick with emotion. Mateo shook his head, his smile warm and sincere. "You found it within yourself, Elena. I'm just glad I could be here to witness it." As they stood together, the world outside transformed. The rain had ceased, leaving behind a shimmering cityscape, the streets glistening like jewels under the soft glow of streetlights. The air felt fresh and alive, a reminder that every storm eventually gives way to clarity. In that moment, Elena understood that her creative journey would always ebb and flow, marked by both challenges and joy. And as she gazed at her painting, she realized that it was not just a representation of her talent, but a testament to her resilience, a reminder to embrace both the storms and the calm. As the night deepened, Elena and Mateo settled onto the couch, the remnants of the rain echoing softly against the windows. With the guitar resting in Mateo's hands, they shared stories and dreams, laughter mingling with the peaceful ambiance. The worries of the day melted away, leaving only the gentle embrace of friendship and the promise of new beginnings. And so, as the moonlight filtered through the window, casting a silvery glow over the room, Elena felt at peace. The rain had washed away her doubts, and in its place bloomed a sense of acceptance and hope. Now, let your thoughts drift away, and let the night carry you to gentle dreams. As the rain gently subsides, a hush falls over the city, its bustling noise replaced by a serene stillness. The rooftops, once drenched and glistening, now reflect the soft glow of lamplight with a newfound brilliance. Elena, seated at her easel, brushes the last strokes of color onto her canvas, her heart light and filled with the warmth of inspiration. The dampness of the air carries a crisp scent, a mixture of earth and renewal, inviting her to breathe deeply and savor the moment. With each stroke of her brush, Elena feels the weight of her worries lift, like the clouds dispersing after a storm. Memories of her childhood, once buried beneath layers of doubt and expectation, resurface effortlessly. She recalls the joy of painting in her backyard, the sunlight kissing her cheeks as she lost herself in the vibrant colors of her imagination. In that moment, she realizes that the essence of her passion lies not in perfection, but in the freedom to create without boundaries. Matteo, observing from a comfortable distance, strums his guitar softly, blending the gentle melody with the fading sound of raindrops. The music wraps around Elena like a warm blanket, comforting and familiar, resonating with the very core of her being. He had always been her anchor, a gentle reminder of the joy that artistry once brought her. "Remember when we painted that mural together?" Matteo asks, his voice steady and calm, breaking through the silence. "We didn't worry about how it would turn out, we just created." Elena smiles, her fingers pausing mid-stroke as she recalls the laughter they shared, the carefree moments that had filled their childhood with magic. "Yes, I do. It was chaotic, but it was beautiful in its own way," she replies, her voice soft yet filled with newfound conviction. "Just like this painting," Matteo encourages, gesturing towards her canvas. "Let it be a reflection of who you are right now. Embrace the imperfections. They are part of your story." As his words sink in, Elena feels a wave of acceptance wash over her. She understands now that her creative journey is not linear. It is a collection of moments, each contributing to her growth as an artist and as a person. The brush in her hand feels lighter, her strokes more fluid. She allows herself to experiment, to play with colors and shapes, just as she did as a child. Outside, the city awakens from its rainy slumber. The streets shimmer under the streetlights, and the air is filled with a fresh vibrancy that echoes Elena's renewed spirit. The world outside her window feels different, as if the rain had washed away the dust of everyday life, revealing a brighter, more vivid reality. "Do you see it?" Elena asks, her voice tinged with excitement. "Everything feels alive again. The colors, the sounds, even the air, it's all so clear." Matteo nods, a knowing smile spreading across his face. "That's the beauty of letting go. When you embrace the rain, you allow the light to shine through." With each passing moment, as the last drops of rain trickle from the rooftops, Elena's heart swells with gratitude. She realizes that the creative block she once faced was not a dead end, but a necessary pause, a moment to breathe, reflect, and rediscover her passion. The rain had not only inspired her artistically, but had also cleansed her spirit, leaving her open to new possibilities. As she finishes her painting, a sense of calm envelops the room. The canvas now bursts with color, a vibrant tapestry of emotions and memories interwoven with the essence of the rain. It is a celebration of her journey, her struggles, and her triumphs. Feeling a sense of completeness, Elena turns to Matteo, a sparkle of joy in her eyes. "Thank you for being here, for reminding me of who I am. I think I needed this rain, this moment of stillness to find my way back." Matteo grins, his warmth radiating through the room. "You've always had it in you, Elena. Sometimes it just takes a little rain to help us see." As they sit in comfortable silence, the city outside continues to transform. The clouds part to reveal a sky sprinkled with stars, twinkling like tiny diamonds against the deep navy canvas. The world is peaceful, and in this serene moment, Elena feels a deep connection to it. She is part of something larger, a beautiful cycle of creation, growth, and renewal. "Let's make a promise," she suggests, her voice soft yet resolute. "To always find inspiration, no matter the weather. To embrace every moment, every drop of rain, as an opportunity to create and connect." Matteo nods, his heart swelling with pride for his friend. "I promise." With that, they lean back into the cozy embrace of the evening, the gentle sounds of the city lulling them into a state of tranquility. The rain has ceased, but its effects linger, a reminder of the beauty in vulnerability and the power of friendship. As the night deepens, Elena takes a final glance at her painting, now a reflection of her journey and her heart. She knows that tomorrow she will continue to create, not with the weight of expectation, but with the lightness of joy. And so, dear listener, as you lay in your own cozy sanctuary, may you find peace in the gentle rhythm of your breath and the quiet moments that life offers. Embrace the rain that may fall in your life, for it can wash away the weight of worry and reveal the beauty that lies within you. Now let your thoughts drift away, and let the night carry you to gentle dreams.